Okay, beautifuls, welcome back. So this is part two to why low frequency men will approach high frequency women. Okay, and as I was stating before, men inherently are taught that they are the prize, and um, they feel like they're worthy. They're inherently worthy, and that they should at least try because they're more than likely going to get what they want. Whereas women, do self-evaluation, like, am I worthy? Am I on this caliber? They self-critique. They do all these things. We're taught this. This is the difference between what we're taught as a child. And I'm looking at myself and I'm noticing like this shoulder is like way higher than the other one. Anyway, so this is part two. In part one, I was going through all of the things that men are thinking that motivate them, right? And that your energy as a woman allows them to see an inflated version of themselves, essentially, right? Your energy literally inflates their ego, expands their hologram, and they see themselves through the energy that you carry. Excuse me, but know that this is not a test, right? It's, or that your field really is a test. You're not just being targeted. So, from a spiritual point of view, you are a lighthouse, and they are literally moths. They're drawn to your energy. Your magnetism activates their needs, not their worthiness. They never think about whether they're worthy. They're just thinking about, are their needs going to be met? And they approach you because they can win, right? Not because your light reminds them of what they lack. They just want to win. They want to get access. That's why sometimes you have children with somebody and, they don't want anything to do with the kid. They want access to you. And when they don't have access to you, then suddenly they need access to that child that you have together, because that's the only way that they can get still some remnant of access of you. A high frequency woman needs to be sending signaling standards with her most outer aura, not her mouth, right? Your most outer aura, your outer layer of your aura enters the room before you do. You've seen women who you felt them walk in, and they may not have been like the most beautiful or glamorous, but their aura hit you, right? When they came in, to where you just had to watch her walk across the room or to see what it is that she's doing. So your aura needs to be sending the frequency of, I'm sealed, right? I am energetically sealed. You are not granted access unless you are consecrated, right? The unqualified man will not even approach you. There are so many times when I have been out with other women, and I've been out with some women, and men, all size, shapes, calibers, brackets, except for extremely high frequency men, will approach them one after the other, this man, that man, lawyer, doctor, preacher, right? And they're after these women, and they look at me, they look at some of the other women, they acknowledge that we're there, they smile, but they do not approach, they do not ask, they do not engage. Because in that moment, our aura said, if you don't qualify, right, you're not consecrated to my standards, you cannot get in. Whereas the other women were very much still male-centered and wanting to be chosen. And the men could tell that. Their aura gave that off. And so it was very welcoming. And so all types of men, from the good-looking to the ugly, from the, clearly more affluent financially to the hood rat, or hood bum or whatever you call it, right? Still attempted to approach. But they were all approaching for the same thing. They wanted access, they wanted sex, and that was very, very apparent in the conversation out the gate, right? They read the aura, even if it was unconsciously, right? Or subconsciously, because whatever, but you know what I'm saying. So they subconsciously could see, like, oh, she's available. She might tolerate. I can get my needs met. So when men that you have no interest in, men that you can see are clearly beneath your energetic frequency, are approaching you, and you're like, what is it with me? I know you've seen some of these, there was like a TikTok trend video where it's like, these are the men older men that I want to date, and they're showing like all of these really good looking, celebrity men. And then they go, but when I go outside, these are the men that approach me, and they look like they somebody needs to come get their daddy, right? The difference in, this is where you're vibrating, right? This is where your thought is, but this is what your aura is projecting. So it's the difference between having magnetic openness and a divine selection field, right? Anybody who picks you can get in. Your aura needs to read as a receptive field, right? So it's receptive, but it's not accessible. Your aura needs to say, I am receptive, I am willing to receive, but I am inaccessible to someone who does not match this frequency. Right now, if you're being approached by a bunch of men that are not on your caliber, that you have no interest in, right? It is because your aura is reading accessible and not just receptive. You need to be receptive and accessible. And the way that you fix that is through calibration, right? It is calibratable. You can adjust. You can strengthen your outer aura. You may be walking around with an aura, that's got Swiss cheese in it. We all want to be receptive because you don't want to shut out possibilities, opportunities, and maybe the perfect match, right? So you want to be accessible. You want to be receptive. You don't want to be accessible. Accessible means, it's like a public fucking bathroom and everybody can come in and out. And so that's what these men are picking up. They're picking up that you are accessible versus receptive. So they shoot their shot because nothing's going to stop them unless it is a very definitive rejection. And you being inaccessible but receptive is the energetic, what do you call it? The energetic denial that these men need to stay away from you. So one of the ways that you can learn to work with your aura, I just did a few weeks ago a 2-day energy healing workshop, and that replay is available. All of the exercises in that replay will help adjust and calibrate your aura. Also, we talk about how to just strengthen the aura in general. In the next video, so this is going to be part 2, there's going to be one more. I'm going to show you something that you can do immediately to start filling in the holes of your aura. But nothing is going to work as well as a completed sequence. So I really suggest that you try the replay. But go to part 3, and I will teach you an aura strengthening technique. Okay? Love you. Bye.